Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. We begin with some breaking news after what seemed like could be a positive development in the search for a mass shooter in Maine. Still no sign of the suspect. Earlier tonight, law enforcement surrounded a house calling for the suspect to come out, but it appears he was not inside. And tonight, that urgent multi-state manhunt is still underway for the man who killed at least 18 people and injured more than a dozen others at a bowling alley and restaurant in Maine. The prime suspect is last night's shooting is 40-year-old Robert Card. Investigators recovered a car registered to the suspect abandoned near a boat launch in a nearby town. Police say Card owns several weapons and is an expert marksman and an avid outdoorsman. And just into our newsroom tonight, we have learned the U.S. military conducted airstrikes against two facilities in eastern Syria used by Iranian-backed groups in retaliation for recent attacks against U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria. In a statement today, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said the United States does not seek conflict and has no intention nor desire to engage in further hostilities, but these Iranian-backed attacks against U.S. forces are unacceptable and must stop, unquote. Iranian-backed groups have targeted U.S. forces in Iran and Syria with drones and rockets at least 16 times since October 7th. And now to our night beat with a quick look at today's top stories. Today, Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward announced that she is taking an emergency leave of absence. We are told that she is with her mom, who has received a terminal diagnosis yesterday. In the meantime, interim city administrator Garrett Jones will handle basic operations of the city, meaning that he'll handle anything requiring a signature from the mayor. City Communications Director Brian Coddington says the signature delegation goes through Sunday but could be extended.
We'll reevaluate over the weekend as to what next steps might have to be taken, but at this point in time, we're going to just give her through the weekend to be able to focus on family.
It's a busy time for the mayor. Not only is the election 13 days away, but her proposed budget is due to council a week from now. Coddington says staff are finalizing those details. Meantime, a Latah County judge today would not dismiss an indictment against Brian Kohberger. His defense argued there's some discrepancy in legal history and interpretations of the law surrounding grand juries. They also are asking for the indictment to be tossed because of what they call bias and issues with evidence. We can expect a written ruling from the judge on that hearing at a later date. Kohberger is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students last November. Well, the off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot accused of trying to shut down a plane's engines mid-flight faced a federal judge today. And here is the moment that Joseph Emerson was escorted off the plane in handcuffs. He has already pleaded not guilty to 83 counts of attempted murder in state court. Court documents show that Emerson told police he was in a mental crisis and had not slept in more than 40 hours, and that he took magic mushrooms 48 hours before the flight. Today, his wife spoke for the first time, saying he, quote, knowingly would have never done what he is accused of doing. Well, a health alert for parents in Spokane Public Schools. We learned that some students were served onions that were potentially contaminated with salmonella, according to SPS. The recalled onions were served at 12 of the district's schools yesterday. SPS says all products affected by that recall have now been removed from cafeterias. Parents are asked to reach out to the district with any other questions or concerns. And that was your night beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. All right, new tonight, the family of a man killed by a security guard in Meade last month is filing a wrongful death lawsuit claiming a guard at the Bonneville Power Administration used excessive force. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk has more tonight.
A lawsuit filed in Spokane Superior Court claims John Franklin and his 19-year-old son were chased down and shot by a security guard protecting the Bonneville Power Administration in Meade last month. John died at the scene. His teenage son was injured but lived. According to court documents, the two were motocross enthusiasts and brought a dirt bike to ride in Meade near public trails. The lawsuit says Franklin's son was behind the wheel and bumped a no trespassing sign. The two were soon pursued by an intercon security guard working for the power company. Court documents claim they pulled over and the guard escalated the situation by grabbing John by the arm, eventually throwing him to the ground when he tried to get back into their vehicle. John's son claims he tried to protect his dad but moved away, fearing he would be pepper sprayed. That's when the guard fired 4 to 5 shots, according to the lawsuit. John died at the scene. His son was also shot and has since been released from the hospital. The lawsuit claims Franklin and his son were unarmed. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says the two were trespassing on federal land, and witnesses saw them attack the guard before the shooting. The guard who fired the shots has not been charged. Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Also new tonight, the West Bonner School Board has officially accepted the resignation of its controversial superintendent. Brandon Durr said that he was willing to step down a month ago, but it's taken weeks to get there because taken weeks to get three school board members together for a quorum. His resignation is effective today. Durst was only hired last June, but that hiring led to backlash from parents who said he was unqualified, and the state ultimately agreed, blocking his path to an emergency certification to be the superintendent. Last night, Joseph KREM was named the temporary superintendent. All right, let's take a break from the headlines to talk weather. We are experiencing kind of an early season cold snap. Let's get right to meteorologist Michelle Boss to talk more about these cold temperatures. Michelle?
Yeah, we saw temperatures dip down into the 20s this morning, and we're going to do it again tomorrow morning. Temperatures have pretty much been holding steady, though, for the last 5 or 6 hours in the lower 30s. As we take a look across the region right now, holding just above freezing in Deer Park and Spokane, but it's been below freezing since early this evening in Coeur d'Alene, 32 in Sandpoint, above freezing across central Washington. Pullman now below freezing and seeing some light snow showers, and 38 degrees in Lewiston. Zoomed into the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene corridor, though we have had some flurries today. Things are relatively quiet right now, but we will keep that chance of flurries in the forecast through tomorrow morning and then just start to see some clearing. We'll also have some very light rain showers south of I-90, and again, some light snow showers across the Palouse and some rain showers down in Lewiston. Short-term forecast keeps the skies mostly cloudy, but we should see some afternoon sunshine tomorrow. That is not going to help warm us up. Looking at highs only in the lower 40s, and it looks like a dry and sunny weekend, but very chilly. Lows in the upper teens and lower 20s, and highs in the lower to mid 40s.
All right, Michelle, sounds good. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. Now to some developing news about that brazen break-in and theft at a North Spokane car dealership that we've been covering all week. New court documents are telling us more tonight about this break-in at Northtown Auto, where on Tuesday morning, police say a man broke through an office roof and ultimately got away with 8 cars. 19-year-old Fran Anunar appeared to court today, and during his appearance, Anunar chuckled when prosecutors read the details of his alleged crimes. He also laughed when his public defender mentioned that he's never had a job. The dealership's general manager says he believes that Anunar planned the theft.
Pretty thought out process. He didn't take a sports car for the first one. So he grabs a minivan, goes and grabs some people, comes back, and they start, they kind of just shuttle for about 3.5 hours.
New court documents reveal the suspect is the same person accused of breaking into the same dealership 4 months prior. His bond was set at $10,000 today. Nearly 10,000 Washington rape kits have finally been cleared, leading to rape cases being solved. In 2015, the Attorney General's office found there were nearly 9,800 untested rape kits. 7 years later, there was progress, but still 4,500 kits remained untested, according to the Washington State Patrol. But today, the state announced all those kits have been cleared. This helped solve more than 20 sexual assault cases.
Each of those kits was a survivor whose voice was never heard, that never had a pathway to justice.
According to WSP, every single month this year, the lab has seen an average of 121 new cases.
On the count of 3.
Well, one of the 4 University of Idaho students killed last November was honored in a special memorial at his fraternity last night. Ethan Chapin, along with his brother Hunter, were both members of the Sigma Chi fraternity, and Hunter was awarded the first ever Ethan Chapin Memorial Scholarship. Hunter was the unanimous choice to receive the award in his first year in honor of his brother. Future scholarships will go to those who best exemplify what the fraternity says was the character of Ethan, a wonderful and kind friend, fraternity brother, and human being. Well, KREM 2 is continuing our hometown highlight segment through the rest of this month, so I am heading to small towns across our area in the month of October to celebrate what makes them special. Tomorrow, I'm heading to Riverside High School in Chattaroy, so watch KREM 2 News at 4, 5, and 6 tomorrow to learn more about the community in Spokane County. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time.